Okay, so let's close the eyes and begin to bring your attention to your breath and your body. And please take 5 good breaths in. Maybe inhaling for 3 or 4 counts. Exhaling without strain for 6 or 8 counts. And 3 more breaths like this. Good. And then when you finish, please let the breath adjust and become naturally arising. Allow the mind to keep riding on your inhale and perhaps releasing and relaxing a little more back inside with each exhale. So we're gathering for this meditation to mark the passing of Lammas. It's the harvest festival and the festival that marks the height of the summer, the peak of the summer. And it's the start of the harvest season. We're also moving then into the late summer season at this point. The sun up to now has been at its fullest in the sky and has been heating up since the spring equinox. We see the effects of this all around us, in our gardens, in the parks, and if you live in the countryside, in the landscape around us. The fruit trees are heavily laden, the crops are ripening, the wheat fields are golden, the bushes in the hedgerows are laden with berries. The peak of summer carries a sense of abundance, ripening, of the fullest expression of seeds planted earlier in the year. And so this time is also an invitation for us to pause and reflect on seeds that we perhaps planted at the start of the year, or maybe around the time of the spring equinox, if you've been working already with the season's rhythms and the messages of each season. If you don't recall intentions and resolutions from that far back, or if you are not following any seasonal rituals at that point, then no worries, simply look back over your endeavours this year. And in this way, maybe you can remind yourself or reveal to yourself what it is exactly that you have been pursuing or cultivating in your personal life, socially, professionally, in your inner and outer worlds, maybe in your health and well-being. Take a moment to reflect on this. And then maybe please ask yourself, what have your intentions been? What intentions have been underlying that which you've been nurturing and cultivating this year? What have you been wanting to grow more of in your life? Cast your mind back and reflect on this for a moment. And then please ask yourself, what has been the motivating force underlying these intentions? What drives the aspirations, personal, professional, social, spiritual, that you've been following this year? What are you looking for each one to give you? And notice if this inquiry doesn't reveal to you an even deeper underlying intention in your aspirations and endeavours. An intention that perhaps lies very close to the essence of who you truly are, to your innate goodness, to your soul's longings. Does this even reveal to you one underlying common thread running through all your aspirations, intentions, endeavours in all aspects of your life? As that highest intention, which perhaps arises from what you most treasure on the level of soul, what you value most deeply. Is this what you have been consciously or unconsciously nurturing and cultivating for yourself, for your life? And at this point in the year, at the peak of summer, as we move into the harvest season, we're invited to inquire into how the seeds we've planted and the seeds we've been watering in our inner and outer life, how are they bearing fruit now? So, what are the fruits of your endeavours and of your deeper longings? How are those fruits manifesting and revealing themselves to you right now, at this point in the year and at this point in your life? And we can acknowledge and extend appreciation to the smaller steps as well as the bigger manifestations. What happenings, events, maybe even new inner qualities, new ways of being and relating to yourself and to others are arising as a result of seeds of intention that you have planted? And as you reflect on all this, the fruits of your deepest aspirations and your highest longings, your soul's longings, please notice or observe what is happening in your body right now. Are any sensations or feelings arising? Maybe there's a sense of warmth in your belly, or a sensation of fullness around your heart as your heart begins to open in a spirit of gratitude and receptivity through these reflections. Is there an overall fullness of spirit arising within you as you reflect on the abundance flowing your way as an outcome, as the fruits of your intentions, your seeds planted, and your efforts so far this year? Acknowledge and celebrate the manifestations of the positive seeds you have planted and nurtured. Allow yourself to fully open to all that is arising in your body, your heart, and your mind right now as you reflect upon all this. Soak and steep in these sensations. Rest in the spirit of receptivity and abundance arising as you acknowledge the inner and outer bounty you are giving birth to in your life. And as you continue to soak in this experience arising within you right now, we're going to take our journey together a step further. And I'd like to invite you to, in your mind's eye, see or feel or sense that you're standing in a field of golden wheat. And the wheat seems to shimmer underneath the sun's rays. It's a hot day. It's the peak of summer, but the sun is not uncomfortably fierce. It brings a welcome warmth to your skin. And on your next inhale, can you get a sense that you draw in the golden rays of the sun through the crown of your head, like a shower of light, and you see this light descend to fill you up. At the top of your inhale, just pause in the fullness of this light filling you. And as you exhale, release into that light and release that light into your whole being, seeing a golden glow growing within you. Inhale, drawing the golden rays of the sun through the crown of your head like a shower of light, descending to fill you up. Pause at the top of your inhale, opening to that light. On your exhale, release it to fully fill you up, vibrating every cell in your body, vibrating your mind with the spirit of light. And let's do the same 4 more times. And as you let the breath in a moment become naturally arising again, know that this light continues to pour down through the crown of your head, filling you up. And even now, perhaps, extending out, radiating out from you in all directions, like a golden glow surrounding you as well as filling you. This glow around you and within you becomes more and more concentrated, intense. A shower of golden sunlight pouring into you and radiating out from you. And then in your mind's eye, can you see or sense or feel that this glow of golden light surrounding you is transformed into the most beautiful golden garment that shimmers as if the sun were reflecting from it to all sides. Notice that your hair has become thick and golden with strands of wheat, bright and glowing, strong. And as you stand in this field of wheat shimmering in the sun's light, golden, can you sense that you're not only filled with and surrounded by, but are actually one with and a part of this abundant golden light that fills the whole atmosphere, that fills the whole sky and the space around and within you. Shimmering, bright, radiant. This is the peak of summer bounty and abundance. And as you stand here under the open sky, know that this outer bounty and the bounty of light within you reflects that bounty, very real bounty, generated by all that you have nurtured and been cultivating, and the fruit that this is bearing for you right now in your life. And the fruits that will continue to grow and ripen, to support you to live as the highest expression of yourself and from your soul's deepest longings and values. Know that this light, this golden light that fills you and surrounds you and reflects the inner and outer bounty in your world, in your personal world, is the essence of life rising to meet you, which is one with your own inner divinity rising to support you. Know that you are in essence this light, and this light is the essence of all life, strengthening and nourishing you. Life's deepest longing for you is this realization of your soul's aspirations, which move your highest intentions and which are now bearing fruit for you. Rest in this truth. And now, knowing that the days are gradually getting cooler and shorter as we've moved past the peak of summer and into harvest season, can you take a moment to reflect and look forward a little towards the autumn months ahead? How could you nurture and cultivate your aspirations and intentions, these seeds that you've already planted, even further in the months ahead? And how can these seeds bearing fruit right now serve you and support you in your highest longings for yourself? So how can you nurture and cultivate your aspirations and intentions even further? And how might those fruits manifesting right now serve and support you as you move forward in your life? Just as in harvest festivals we offer nature's produce at the altar to the divine, how will you offer your bounty, the fruits of the seeds that you've been nurturing? How will you offer these at the altar of your own life to further support your evolution on your soul's journey? What will all this look like in your personal life, your social life, professional, spiritual, inner and outer worlds in the months ahead? And as a final reflection for today's meditation, maybe you might like to take a moment to inquire into how you can nurture the seeds of your intentions and cultivate them even further through this late summer season, so that they can support you even more fully in the autumn and winter months ahead. How might you water those seeds of aspiration and longing in the coming weeks, so that you can draw on their strength and nourishment in the autumn and winter months ahead? The autumn months, which can in some ways be more active, more productive. How can the fruits of your past efforts support you even further as we move into the next phase of the year? So, in a moment, I'm going to invite you to let the visualization go, so that the hair of golden wheat is replaced by your own hair. The outer garment of gold disappears, but that golden light within still fills you up and fills the space immediately around you as an ever-present source of nurturance and strength from which you can draw any time. Know that this light cannot go. It is who you are in essence, the light of your own divinity, and the divine light at the heart of this existence, of which you are a part and from which you were born. It is the light that is the source of all that exists in this blessed manifest universe. And so knowing this, let's begin to close the practice as you bring your awareness back into your room and back into your body. Gently deepen your breath. Maybe moving your thumb tips across your fingertips. Knowing that you can return to this meditation any time over the next weeks as a means to really stay connected to and to cultivate even further this fullness and abundance of heart, which is the spirit of the late summer season and which also is so close to who you are in essence. And before you open your eyes, perhaps take a moment to bring your hands to your heart in prayer, or with the left hand on the middle of the chest and the right hand on top. And just extend appreciation to yourself for a moment, for all your good intentions, for your innate goodness and the hopes and aspirations that arise from that. Acknowledge all that you have done in your inner and outer life to reap now and savor and enjoy the fruits of your aspirations and intentions. And when this feels complete, gently open your eyes, ready to move on with your day, but perhaps before you leave your seat, you might like to take a moment to write any reflections, any insights that arose during this practice, and to which you might return over the coming weeks for support, encouragement, and further inspiration. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this practice, please revisit it again and again over the coming weeks of late summer until you feel yourself fully vibrating with the golden spirit of abundance and fulfillment that is the message of late summer. Thank you so much.